is Gray Griffin, and you're listening to It Came from the Radio.
Hey, this is Charlie Saladino from It Came from the Radio. I am very happy to have a special guest with us tonight, Mr. Mike Caravella. And Mike, how are you today?
I'm good, Charlie. How are you, man? It's been a long.
Good.
Been
Mike.
a month since I see a month. Has it been? It's a little over a month since we got together there in Long Island.
Yeah, it was at the Long Island Film Festival.
Right, the Long Island International Film Expo. That was a great.
Yeah, exactly. And there I had the wonderful pleasure of seeing a film I enjoyed, your film that I enjoyed, Astral Plane Drifter. Never, ever in my life have I seen so much. Now, this is a short film.
It's a short film. It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I do have a feature script based on the short film that I'm pitching right now.
Yeah, oh, I can't wait for that because never in my life have I seen so much crammed into 10 minutes of film that you actually want more, and all of a sudden the film's over and out on the red carpet I said, Mike, when's the sequel? And I says, when are you going to do the sequel? He goes, when are you going to give me more money?
Yeah. I actually have a second short film sequel written, but that would take. I did this one all out of pocket. I'm debating about maybe doing some crowdfunding, but I'm really focusing on trying to get a feature-length movie made. So. Oh
my God, I'm in on that because I can't wait for a sequel to this film. It pulls you in and it just keeps you there. And well, let's start with telling the folks what Astral Plane Drifter is all about, what your part in this movie was. Okay. You did like everything, didn't you?
I did like everything. So yeah, so just a quick background. So I'm an actor by trade, and I'm originally from New York. I've lived in LA for a long time, and then I moved out to the desert in 2017. I live out near Joshua Tree now. So I'm originally from East New York, Brooklyn, and now I live out in Joshua Tree. So in 2017, I got diagnosed with tongue cancer, and I had to go through all sorts of treatment. And I had 20% of my tongue removed. So I was out of the business for 3 years. I just needed to recover and just kind of get myself back in action and get healthy and learn how to speak again and all that stuff. And then in 2019, I threw myself back out there in the business and I started booking work again. I was on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Made for Love on HBO Max and Superstore, and everything was going really well for being out of the business for so many years and then just being able to work again. And I was doing really well. And I was like, this is great. I'm back on the scene. 2020 is going to be my year. And we all know what happened in 2020. Yeah. Everything just shut down, and there was nothing. So after sitting around the house for 8-9 months, and I'm out here in the desert. It's a little weird out here. So there's all sorts of things going on out here. So I was really getting antsy. I wanted to do something. So I had an idea to do a short film. So I wrote this thing, directed it, produced it. I'm the lead actor. I mean, I did the costuming. I did the location scouting. I pretty much did everything on this thing. I had a lot of help from my family. My wife, my kids jumped in because we were in the middle of the pandemic. So there was hard to get people to do anything. We're only about an hour and 45 minutes from LA, but even though I have all that talent available to me, it was very hard to get anybody to come out and do anything. I got a director of photography that I knew from another short that I did to come out, and he did an awesome job. But other than that, and the two actors that are in it with me, it was pretty much all me with assistance from my wife and 3 kids. And I just had this crazy idea that I just want to do something as weird as possible. And I knew this location out in the middle of between me and Vegas, and we drive to Vegas a lot. There's just nothing but 3 hours of empty desert. But there's this little weird place off old Route 66. And there's just all these weird little things out there. And I said, you know what? I think I want to do something in this area. So I went out there and I spent the day out there, and there's different things that, different, and I want people to see the movie, so I don't want to give too much away. But there's all these different things within the location that just fed my mind for the idea for the script. And this crazy thing came together. And I'm kind of a crazy guy myself. I have a lot of, I'm a cinephile. I watch a lot of movies. So, I have all these crazy movies in my head thousands of them, and it just all came together. So this movie, the genre is it's a Western sci-fi kung fu comedy with a 70s vibe. So there's all sorts of crazy stuff in there, and like you said, there's all these things coming at you, and you don't know where they're coming from. And I just kind of, and that's kind of the way I wanted it to be. And I really feel like I created a new genre, and the feedback that I'm getting is that's the vibe that people are getting from it too, and they're really enjoying it.
I remember when you actually told me what the movie was about. First of all, we met in the lounge of the thing, and you had that face that it was like you almost like could be my relative, because I have relatives that, and I walked over to you and I said, do I know you? And we started talking, and you scored so many points with me when you called what the firemen use outside on the street, the correct
Pump.
name.
The Johnny Pump.
Yes, Johnny Pump.
Yeah, it was almost like you were testing me. Like, what do you call that thing?
No, because you said you were Brooklyn, and I asked everybody from Brooklyn, I said, tell me something. What do you call that? And I think I pointed, and you said Johnny. I said, I love this guy. I love him right away. That was it. The correct name.
That and I knew what the Manhattan Special coffee sodas were.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you know that unless you're from old school New York City. So
yeah. That's a Brooklyn zone actually on Manhattan Street.
Yeah.
But so to get back to your movie, which is brilliant. So you're telling me what it was about, and I'm just looking at you, and I'm saying, "Oh man, I gotta see this," because I watch a lot of movies too, and I'm saying, "Oh my God, this is going to be fun," and that's what it was. I was sitting there, and Mark could attest to this. Our show host, we sat through a lot of film festival movies, long ones, short ones, and you get your couple that are like, oh my God, let me just poke my eye out with a shrimp fork. I can't watch this anymore. This thing just dragged me into it. I was having so much fun because it's a fun short film. I was having so much fun, and then it was over. Right. And I was like, I want more. And I guess that's why you're winning the audience awards, because they love it and they want more.
They want more. And what's really been cool, and that's kind of the idea, you nailed it on the head. When I made this thing, I just wanted to make something fun and absurd and pure escapism, kind of get back. It's been a pretty heavy time here in the country with all sorts of stuff going on, whether it's the virus or political stuff or whatever's going on. Everybody just seems really, bogged down in a bunch of stuff. And it seems like Hollywood has just jumped on the depressing vibe and just keeps putting more of that stuff out there. Yeah. And I really feel like, we need to move on from that and just go back to the movies and be entertained and have fun and laugh and just say, so that's definitely the spirit of the thing. And the audience has definitely picked up on that. And like what you say, where it just kind of ends and you want more, that's also my idea of filmmaking. Yeah. Filmmaking has gotten like, you have these, and I have nothing against like the Marvel movies and superhero movies, but they're all 2.5 hours long. They don't need to be 2.5 hours long. So I mean, it seems like every movie now is over 2 hours, and it doesn't need to be. It should be. I'm a big believer that movies should be about 100 minutes, and if it's a really heavy drama with a lot of twists and turns in it, you go to 2 hours. But if unless it's that, movie should be about 100 minutes. So and I'm kind of following the rule of the Beatles. The Beatles, all the Beatles songs were 3 minutes or less, just in and out, leave them wanting more. So that's kind of the theme of this. And we're getting that vibe back from the audience, people, which is really cool, which is why I feel like I'm going to get this script done, because everywhere we go, every audience we see, they're like, what's next for Drifter? When are we going to see him next? So that's a great indicator that the audience really enjoys this thing, because they want more. And I might have more. Go ahead.
Yeah. I also have another observation about the film. You are such a presence as the actor, as the Drifter. It's such a presence that you convey. Like your presence as the Drifter is amazing. And you just want to see this guy, like you want to see him like just keep going and keep going and just, I can't give the film away,
Right.
but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. And it was hard. For me, it was hard for me as an actor. Not really hard because I knew what I wanted to do. It was really being true to my to my idea, my concept. But like as an actor first, and I'm directing and writing it, you know, it's very easy for that person to also just like play up the acting and use it kind of as an acting showcase, as opposed to just being in the character in the moment and being true to what's happening. So, and I really feel like I did a good job of staying within the piece and not trying to say, "Hey, look at me, I'm an actor," and do all of that. So, and which I think fits the short film great, because there's a lot of crazy things happening around me. So something needs to be grounded, and I feel like I'm grounded until I until I need not to be. But
exactly, you are the. I don't want to categorize this, but it's like you're the centerpiece of this movie, the presence. I'm talking about the presence, and it's such a strong presence, and you just want to see this guy go on and on, sequel after sequel after sequel.
Well, you were in the audience. I talked about it. I have a script written, a feature script. And it's a prequel to Drifter. It's a prequel to what happens. But I have a trilogy in my head. I have where I want to go. So this is the script that I have pitching. It's before Astral Plane Drifter. And then I have parts 2 and 3 as well. And so I really feel like we can do that. It's kind of a cult classic type movie. And those type of movies people like to watch again and again, and they want more of. So, and I'm ready to deliver that. So I have it. And if we could just put the pieces together, and I've been down this road a couple of times. I've had a few near misses, and it's a story for another day. But if we ever get together again, we talk about how I actually had a big network steal one of my ideas once upon a time. So I've had a couple of close calls, but so I'm grounded in, it'll happen when it happens. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I really feel good about this one. I think I can get something done.
Now, is there a place where people can see this? Well,
we're on the festival circuit right now, so I can't do a public screening yet.
Right.
But I am going to be doing a public screening sometime towards the end of the year, because we're really, we're really starting to do. I mean, now that festival season's starting to pick up, we just got named to two more festivals today. And I'll talk about that again in a minute. But like once we get through the festival circuit, I am going to do an online watch party. And so I'm going to invite everybody, and everybody can come watch the movie. And I'm going to do a Q&A, and you come on and we hang out. We have people talk, and the more the merrier. And I'll stay on the Q&A for as long as people want to talk. So, and we can show the movie a couple of times. If people want to watch it 2-3 times, we'll do that. That's fine by me. So I'm going to be doing that probably after the holidays. It depends. Right. Quick story. We got picked of all the festivals, and we got picked for so many different festivals. We got picked for a Western festival out here, and the guy who programmed, the guy who programmed the Western festival was the shorts programmer for Sundance for 15 years. So just the fact that a guy from Sundance picked my movie for another festival was a pretty cool notch in the belt. But I had some conversations with him, and he said, you should definitely be submitting this short to the midnight programs at Sundance and South by Southwest. So I have. Yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot that goes into getting selected for those things. Right. So I'm going to kind of ride it out and see if I get picked for those, and those would be in January. But I'll find out before January whether we make those or not. So I'm figuring sometime either right after the holidays or during the holidays, or at the latest the end of January. But if we go to the end of January, that's a great thing, because that means I'm out in Sundance or in Austin at South by Southwest.
Beautiful. Well, Mike, we got about a minute left. I want you to tell everyone your social media, where they could see you, where they can find out about Astral Plane Drifter, all that. Go.
So I'm constantly promoting on my social media. So If you go to Instagram, I'm the Mike Caravella. If you go to Facebook, it's Mike Caravella 13. I have a YouTube channel, the Mikey Forearms channel. So if you just Google Mike Caravella or hashtag Astral Plane Drifter, you'll find me. Follow me, friend me, share, subscribe. Trying to build the grassroots. It's really important for people to get the word of mouth out behind this thing. And I update almost on a daily basis. I try not to be too obnoxious about it, but I try and update everything that's going on along the way. So follow along. I have trailers on my YouTube channel, all sorts of stuff, interviews from the festivals. So I'm pretty interactive with the whole experience. So come along on the ride with me and let's see what happens.
Sounds good. Mike, once again, I want to thank you so much. It's such a pleasure talking to you in person, talking to you here on Zoom. It's good seeing you again. You got to let me know when you're back in the old motherland, and we got to get together and wreak some havoc back there.
For sure. Whenever I'm back, and it was great to see you guys. It's great to be back home. When I'm home, we definitely will get together. And thank you so much for having me, and thank you more for giving me this time to speak. And it was awesome.
Not a problem. Maybe we'll open a couple of Johnny Pumps. I'll get some wrenches, and we'll do the job.
I'm ready. Let's go.
I'll also bring the Manhattan specials.
There you go.
Anyway, Mike Caravella, Astral Plane Drifter. I totally enjoyed this film. Everybody else that we have on our fan base, I know they're going to enjoy it. Mike, thank you so much for being here. And once again, it's a pleasure, and I'll talk to you soon.
Cool. Thanks again, Charlie. Really great talking to you.